Thanks for staying with WJZ. I'm Rick Ritter.
And I'm Denise Koch. Well, the live music business has been hit really hard over the last couple of months, and some venue operators say they may have no choice but to close for good during the pandemic.
Across the country and here in Colorado, movie theaters are shuttered, all concerts canceled, a majority of what we do for entertainment gone.
Artists, musicians, and actors are all struggling. And as Robin Gill explains, they're coming up with new ways to get creative.
Bringing entertainment home is also the route that many major music artists are taking, since concerts aren't happening.
Because of our interests in the entertainment business, we decided to analyze the consequences of the pandemic. Although the entertainment business is broad, we have decided to focus on mostly artists and actors, but also the newer perspective, including influencers, YouTubers, and other people on social media that produce content we consume as entertainment.
So the aim of this empirical study is to take a deeper look into how Covid-19 has affected the creative industry, what kind of problems and what kind of solution they have found. We have gathered data by analyzing different online articles, various artists' websites and social media, and by interviewing a person in the music industry.
So here with us today we have me, Daniela Stendahl, and Isa Boström, and we're going to present the findings we got while doing this study.
So, our main problem is that the spread of the coronavirus has caused many public activities to be cancelled or postponed. And this includes sport games, concerts, award shows, etc. This has resulted in people having to be more creative, but as quoted by Butler and Stoyanova Russell, the entertainment business tends to be project-based, contracts are short-term, job protection is limited or even non-existent, career trajectories are unpredictable, income is often low and unequally distributed.
And this is why the entertainment industry takes an even bigger hit from the COVID-19. It's already a hard industry to succeed in, and the pandemic makes it even harder. In conclusion, creative people are now obligated to be even more creative to survive in the market because it requires economic capital.
So, to summarize, because of the restrictions, a lot of events have been postponed or cancelled, meaning artists and other people in the entertainment business have to operate in new ways to make a living and survive in the business.
So we have our problems, but what kind of solutions have the people affected turned to? Well, the first one, and a quite easy one, is to turn to the government. For example, in Canada, the government has pledged $88.8 million to the Canada Media Fund and $27 million to Telefilm to help companies keep their doors open and mitigate the effects of the pandemic. And in Finland, you can also apply for financial support from the Finnish government, which is great.
Another solution is, and this is probably the most common one, is virtual live events. Artists today are quite lucky though, because 10-15 years ago it wouldn't have been possible for artists to have the same kind of live streams and other solutions. But thanks to today's technology, it's all possible.
So live streams has become a big thing. They are held on, for example, Instagram or Facebook or other streaming services. And it can be quite hard to keep up, but lucky for us, Billboard has a website where you can see when and where artists will have their live streams. And some of them are free and some cost money. And one of the biggest live online concerts is the One World Together at Home concert. And this was a concert whose main goal was to raise money for COVID-19. And it was streamed on YouTube and on TV, and many big artists performed there. For example, Kesha, Adam Lambert, and Niall Horan, and many more.
Another famous concert was a concert performed by Travis Scott. He performed the concert in the video game Fortnite. The event was free, but Travis raised money by selling, for example, Fortnite skins, which is like a Travis Scott skin is that your video game character looks like Travis Scott.
And now we've talked about many artists, but online events are also very popular amongst the theater industry. Many plays have been transformed into online plays. And one play or spectacle that's famous amongst students is Chalmersspexet by the Swedish University. They, for the first time ever, performed online this year, and everyone was free to join the live stream.
And another option is to postpone the whole concert or event if the artist has the economic capital to do so.
Yeah, and you can also try to find other incomes related to your career. This could be, for example, selling merch or publish more music than usual.
And there's of course ways to make a living not related to the entertainment career. For example, you can change job both temporarily or permanently.
And next we wanted to see actual practical examples of these solutions. So we decided to analyze some artists' web pages and social media pages. Most artists have websites, but their main places to interact and update are on different social media channels.
Many artists, for example Travis Scott and Rita Ora, have visually appealing websites, but few websites have a specific section regarding their business during the pandemic. But for example, Adam Lambert has a concert film available to download on Google Play and iTunes.
And as some artists sell nothing on their websites, many just tell that they're sorry that they can't tour right now, but they don't really provide anything else. For example, if you go in on Niall Horan's webpage, he writes that during these circumstances he unfortunately can't tour right now and his tour is cancelled, but every ticket will be refunded. And for example, Harry Styles has told his fans that the concerts are postponed, but he can't give anyone a date yet.
But some celebrities have chosen to interact with their fans as normally as they possibly could.
And a striking example of this is Liam Payne, who's actually been very active these past months. He's been hosting a live concert every month or so, and every week or so he has a TikTok live stream where he talks about what's coming up in the next show and asks people to ask questions that he will answer then. So he's actually been trying to interact with his fans even possibly more than he did when the virus wasn't here.
Some artists have also organized fan meetings via Zoom or similar, for example Tom Felton, and this can also be seen on his website. Other artists might sell personal video messages.
And as mentioned in the introduction, it's not just quote-unquote original entertainers like artists and actors that we're going to analyze. We're also going to analyze influencers and YouTubers who are in the spotlight a lot and also provide a lot of entertainment, which is why we consider them a part of the entertainment business.
The pandemic's impact on travel influencers' businesses has been severe owing to the fact that many make their money exploring the world via sponsored trips promoting hotels, destinations, airlines and other tourism-related brands. Due to the banning of all non-essential travel in an effort to slow the spread of Covid-19, travel influencers have been cut off yet another income source.
But some influencers decided to still continue to travel. And although it might be necessary for their survival and their income, it might destroy their image as well. Because many creators have gotten criticized for being ignorant and completely disrespected the restrictions and lockdowns. And as an influencer, everything you do is in the spotlight. And that's why you get so much more criticized than, for example, businessmen who also travel.
A way not to get criticized but still make a living is to shift content. You could, for example, reuse old content and do throwbacks. Working from home memes and Zoom meeting memes has also become a very big trend. When you have nothing else to publish, you might get more personal with your followers and, for example, share more relatable content. And since we're all in the same boat, you get a more engaged audience. And this has, for example, been very popular on TikTok. But the main thing is, you have to be creative in the same way that the rest of the entertainment business has to.
In general, we can say that being a travel influencer is a quite complex way to make a living due to the environmental issues we are already suffering from. And this is why one of the lessons learned is do not put all your eggs in one basket. As an influencer, you have to have many ways of engaging your audience. Other than that, a great tip is to prefer long-term partnerships, which means that you have the ability to put campaigns or shoots, etc. on hold. And one thing to also remember is you are in the spotlight as an influencer. People will find out what you do, so you should try to be a good example. But as we said, the main point here and in any entertainment industry is to be creative.
So, except for analyzing artists' work and websites, we wanted to actually ask someone about their experiences. Luckily, Daniela is a DJ, and a few years back she got the opportunity to participate in a DJ course where Ronny Rex served as the teacher. As he is a full-time artist, we decided to ask him some questions.
So as said, Ronny is an artist, DJ, radio host and promoter. And he's been working full-time in the music business since 2013 and has been touring in Finland, Europe, the US, Asia and Africa. And he also has his own radio program on Yle X.
We wanted to ask Ronny how his everyday life has changed since COVID, and he told us that most concerts have been cancelled, which means he has had time to focus on new music and radio, as well as his own mental health. He, for example, told us that he spent half of his year 2020 by being at his summer cottage.
As for income, he explained that most of it came from his gigs. His total income has now decreased by almost 90%, and now only 10% of his incomes come from financial support from the government.
Something he specifically highlighted was the harsh take on the mental health, always being unsure of what to expect. He let us know that he has tried focusing on his health as much as possible and tried to minimize his spendings and made new music as well as done a few live streams. He told us that he personally hasn't got any money from these live streams. He still wanted to do them to stay active and not give up.
And lastly, he told us that even though the pandemic has hit him hard, he absolutely wants to continue in the industry. And it's become even more clear to him that this is what makes him happy. And that's the good thing this crisis has brought upon him.
Is there something you, Daniela, want to add from your own experiences as a DJ or a musician?
Well, I'm a student who works as a singer and a DJ on the side. And even though I'm just a part-time DJ and singer, the mental health part also hit close to home for me. As I've always loved singing and DJing, and now that part is completely gone from my everyday life. And something I've realized by thinking of continuing with the music, despite the pandemic, is how crucial creativity is. Your creativity is being challenged already in the day-to-day life of an artist, but now to stay relevant, you really have to be creative to even possibly make a living. Therefore I've decided to also, since I'm in the industry, I have many friends who are in the industry as well, and when they've tried to sell merch or have live streams, I've always participated or bought these things because I know how challenging it is for them already.
Thank you, Daniela, for your insights, and thank you, Ronny, for your inputs as well, and thank you all for listening. Bye!
Bye!